Back to Fabulous Beyond. I'm joined with a new guest this week. I'm joined with Nick Healey. Hi,
Hello.
Nick.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Do you want to tell the story of how we met?
We met at the Marie Curie June night. I can't pronounce it. I think that's right.
June. I don't know. It was a cabaret fundraiser for Marie Curie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Last Friday.
Gassy Jacks, wasn't it?
Gassy Jacks, and I was performing. Well, I wasn't performing. I was comparing the evening. Raising money for Marie Curie. They raised $1,500.
That's amazing.
It's incredible, right?
Considering the amount of audience members there, that was incredible.
I know. I worked it out with Betty. We worked out there's probably like 40, 50 members of the audience, right? So that's like the average of £40 per person, which is incredible.
That's pretty amazing.
Well done being generous. And how many cocktails did you drink?
2 or 3, I think.
2 or 3. They were nice,
they were great.
Yeah. And did you buy sweets?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
What were they like?
They were nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was in
rest
them?
of the childhood. Because we had the drumsticks, had those little spaceships.
Oh, the sherbet ones?
The sherbet ones, yeah.
Yes.
They're too papery for me.
Oh, no, I quite like that.
There's not enough sherbet
It's like
in them.
communion wafer, isn't
They
it?
are, yeah, pretty much. There's without the sacrificial wine.
We had sacrificial cocktails instead.
We did, and they were dapper delicious.
Cool, Dapper Delicious. Well done, name dropping. What else was there? Raffle.
Yes, I won a haircut.
You won a haircut. That's
on
why
the
you're
day that I got a haircut.
looking so smart. Have you used it yet? No.
No, I've got to wait a month probably.
Yeah. What did you think of the show?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Really liked it. Yeah, because I'd never been to one of these sort of burlesque shows before.
So
it was my
burlesque
first.
V.
You did take my V, yes.
Great. How was that?
So, yeah, it was good.
What was your favourite bit?
Well, I think it was Catherine's performance of All That Jazz, because I've heard her do it several times and I love that song and she sings it really well.
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I think she's probably the best singer that night.
I'll tell her that.
Yeah too. Hopefully she's listening.
I'll make sure she does. I'll give her the link.
Yes, good. Well done.
Okay.
Share it around.
I will be literally plugging it non-stop.
Get them to like it,
Exactly.
share it, comment on it, review it on Facebook, on their iTunes.
And just keep watching it over and over again just to get the view count up.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here, as you know, we're here to talk about fabulousness.
Yeah. Yes.
We are.
We are.
What the hell is fabulous?
Well, for me, I don't think you can pin it down, because, on one level it's just anything that's just really good. I don't think good doesn't cut it. It's got to be beyond. It's got to be amazing. It's just
Fabulous
something just
beyond. Yeah.
It's just incredible. But also it can be something where it's just colourful. It's just over the top.
Mm-hmm.
I think for example, I think one of the best ways to probably describe it is kind of like drag race stuff. You just kind of go all out.
Yeah.
Big wigs, big hair, big clothes, shiny, just camp as anything, and just go beyond the norm.
Beyond the norm. Go wild.
Pretty much going wild.
So what's the most fabulous thing you've seen then?
I tell you, to just sort of shorten it to something recent.
It was only Sparkles last Friday night in a jumpsuit, right?
That's it. No, it was in the merman.
In the merman dress.
Merman.
And those killer heels.
Yes, how you managed to walk in home.
I didn't, I took them off. So what was the most fabulous thing you've seen? Not including me.
As well as yourself.
As well as.
I went to see an open air theatre production of Spamalot on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
The Lady in the Lake, or Lady of the Lake, I think it is.
Yeah.
Her voice, incredible. It was just brilliant.
And she was fabulous.
She was brilliant.
Because...
She was definitely the highlight, because just the way her stage presence, her voice was there's just so much skill in that one voice that she had. I don't know the technical terms of all the things that she did with her voice, but she just threw everything into these songs that were just over the top song, but done in such a way that it just made the song that bit extra.
Yeah.
She just went all out, trilling and just whatever the technical terms were. She just threw everything at these songs, and they were just phenomenal.
Oh, brilliant! And it was outdoors, so Friday night wasn't the best, was it?
No, it always rains.
Did you get wet?
We didn't. We were in a kind of not marquee, but it's sheltered. It's got a roof.
Okay.
So the audience are fine.
The cast got wet.
Yes.
I suppose if you're the lady of the lake, that's fine.
Exactly, yeah. She's just at home.
She's at home. Perfect in the rain. Oh, that's cool. So we got fabulous things going on in Cardiff.
We have.
Which is great. Cardiff is a fabulous city, don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
You're not from Cardiff, are you?
No, I'm from Brighton originally.
Brighton.
Yes.
I think they can give us a run for our money in the fabulous steaks, right?
Yes, or every August, I would say. Every year.
What is that?
That is Brighton Pride.
Brighton Pride. You going this year?
I don't know, possibly. I go most years.
Yeah.
With
I've
my
never
nan.
been to Brighton. With your nan?
With my nan.
Okay, tell us about this.
My nan loves it. She has loads of drag friends. She knows quite a few.
Oh,
and I think there's a couple that live a couple of doors down from her that they were drag queens.
Yeah.
Before I came to Cardiff, so literally with the couple of weeks before I moved, we went to a drag show and we were sat at the front of all places and I got dragged up on stage. His routine was a series of mini routines. So he was Adele for a bit, he was Madonna for a bit,
Okay.
he was the guy with the afro from LMFAO, I don't know if I've got that in the right order, but that guy. But when he was that guy, just before that section started, an empty seat appeared by my chair and I didn't know why, but it soon became apparent that it was doing the song.
Was it your
and
nan?
it was, I can't remember the name of the song. I think it's Sex and I Know It, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's that bit in the middle, that bit
Yeah.
where you start wiggling.
Yeah. Wiggle,
So-
wiggle, wiggle.
As it's getting towards that point, he starts coming towards me. So then I realised what the chair was for. One leg on one chair, one leg on the table. Where is the middle bit?
So you like live teabagging.
Pretty much.
Did you enjoy
in front
it?
of my nan and my cousins and their friends. A little bit traumatised.
Traumatised?
Yeah.
It's most people would pay for that. I bet your nan organised that.
I think she probably did.
She did. Oh my
But
god.
then later on, I then had to go on stage, putting a pair of fake pants over the top of my trousers and twerk. And I won against another man.
Did you?
Yeah, we had a little
You won.
competition to sort of twerk. And I just thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, twerked my heart out and won.
Well done. I wish I'd known that like a year ago. I ran a show and we had twerk shops and a twerking competition in
That
one of
sounds
my
brilliant.
cabarets.
That'd be the warm-up.
See, your nan takes you to drag bars.
Yes, we did too. One of them was called the Caledonian, but I don't think that's there anymore. But one year, I wasn't offered a chance to go to Pride. I was told I was going
You are going.
because I was a wheel warden or whatever. I don't know what the technical term is, but basically because of all the vehicles, so for safety, there has to be one person at every single wheel of all the Pride floats. So while she was in the front seat of a car, I was standing next to her guarding a wheel from the crowd.
Amazing.
So, and the...
Your grandmother's very own wheel guard.
Yes, and she looks like the Queen, so of course that was... Everyone who was seeing her just thought she was the
Does she
Queen.
dress up as the Queen?
No, she doesn't need to. She has the similar facial expression, she has the perm, she looks the part.
Amazing.
So she was just there being herself.
I want to meet your nan.
She's brilliant.
Do you think she'll come and do a podcast with me?
I don't know, maybe. We might have to go to her, but...
Oh, we can do that. That sounds great fun. Do you know, I've never been to Brighton Pride.
Have you not?
No.
It's huge. The whole town shuts down.
Yeah, Brighton's amazing. Like, I've been there a couple of times, and the last time I went there, I got engaged.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Didn't quite work out that way, but it started snowing. It was really cute and really romantic. And it was like, oh, this is really sweet.
That
The
is
magic
really
of
cool.
Brighton.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like about Pride these days, though, is that it used to be free. It's now not.
Well, do you know, it's the same with Cardiff Pride, isn't it? And I think it's quite a bone of contention because I think actually, and I know it's not Pride Cymru's fault or the Pride organisers' fault, because they obviously, these things cost money to put on. But like, you should never have to pay to celebrate Pride, which basically started off as like a protest, didn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And this is the thing, like I was saying so we had a booking for my hula hoop troupe for Pride Cymru, and when we were talking about whether we should charge them or not, we don't often charge charities, but when we had the conversation, I was like, if they're charging people to come in, we're charging them to just a nominal fee, but we're still charging them, because I just think, if it's too expensive to run the event as it is, just take it back to its roots.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it used to be free, and you just used to go along to the field, and it would be. But there is like this year, and I think for the last 5 years, there's been like an alternative pride.
Oh, has it?
In Cardiff, called like the Big Queer Picnic or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was invited to it earlier today, and I was like, oh, I remember being told about that for the last few years.
Yeah.
So, but no, Brighton Pride, I bet that is incredible.
Well, I felt really proud the other day because within where I work, I'm part of the LGBT kind of association, union, whatever. It's not really a union, you don't pay for it, but it's there's just an organisation that supports us.
Yeah.
It's called PIP. And because it's LGBT History Month, they were plugging some events. And one of the top ones that came up was the Brighton Trans Pride.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know that existed. And to know that it started in Brighton and it's in its 5th year, I was like, that's amazing.
Trans Pride.
So just kind of, Brighton at the forefront again.
Brighton's got that reputation though, hasn't it, of being like a sort of gay
Capital.
mecca.
Yeah.
The capital of gay. Britain's queer community is Brighton. Why is that? Do you think it's because of the pavilion? Of all the buildings in the world that could be possibly described as gay or queer.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely flamboyant.
I mean, who doesn't want chandeliers hanging off dragons? Hanging off ceilings.
And mushrooms for the outside.
Exactly. It's amazing. I remember going and just being like, what?
Nerd alert. It's the only royal palace in the country not owned by the state.
Who owns it?
The Brighton Council.
Brighton Council?
Queen Victoria didn't like it because it was too public. Because when it was first built, it was obviously put in private land.
Yeah.
Then as the town grew and the aristocracy and people just came and started living around it, and she felt a bit kind of, put out.
So she gave it to the council.
She decided didn't like it and gave it up,
Well done, Queen Victoria. They should do that with all the palaces, really. Do you like the royal family?
I know every royal family, king and queen, from about 1066 onwards.
Oh my god, I love the royal family. I like. Did you see? Oh, and you haven't seen it. I've got a headpiece that I wear that is Buckingham Palace.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll go and grab it. Hang on.
I really want to see this now.
So it's Buckingham Palace made out of hair. I'll put the photos up on the Facebook page. But look, it's got the royal family and a red arrow flyby.
That's genius.
Yeah, right. And it sits on my head.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Have you seen The Producers, the newer one? So you've got the part where, what's his name, Roger Debris, and he looks like the Chrysler Building. Yeah. It's just that. It looks like.
So yeah, I was in this burlesque show at Blue Stocking Lounge in Swansea 2 weeks ago, Swansea Grand Theatre, and it was the British summer, and I was like. I had the blue jumpsuit that you saw, and I was just like, I need something on my head. What shall I have? And normally I wear a boat. This time I was like, no, I want something else.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd make a palace out of hair.
As you do.
Yeah. And there it is. I should have worn it last week, but I made another one for last week, which I didn't end up wearing. It's basically covered in glitter babies. I'll show you that one as well.
I'm going to have to see it. Oh, wow. Okay.
So this has got 6 glitter babies and gladiolis.
They remind me of the dancing babies.
Ally McBeal.
Do you remember the dancing baby from the internet?
Ally McBeal.
Was it Ally McBeal? I don't know.
It was Ally McBeal.
I just remember it's a dancing baby, a dancing computer baby.
Yeah.
And then
it goes ooga chaka,
that's
ooga
the one.
chaka.
Yes.
Yes.
They look like those in different colours.
Anyway, where were we? Brighton Pride. The royal family. You love the royal family.
I do. I love the royal family.
They're fab.
You know, it's the Queen's Sapphire Jubilee this year.
Sapphire being
65 years.
65.
No other monarch has ever done that.
She's longest living monarch.
Living.
And she shouldn't have even been queen, and she's lasted this long.
I know.
She's amazing. So who's next? Do you think it's going to be Charles, or do you think they'll just kill Charles and it'll go to?
I think it should be Charles.
You think he should?
Yes.
Do you think he'd be any good?
Well, he doesn't have any political power anyway.
No.
So it's just a figurehead.
I mean, if I was king, I'd be like, I'm taking this back. and I would be chopping heads off left, right, and centre. I guess Charles has been quite good and quite vocal, more so in the last few years, I think, than ever before. Yeah. Which is quite nice.
But I watched a documentary about him the other day, and actually it was quite enlightening because it was basically saying that he kind of goes against his sort of parents in a way, because they're of a certain generation, so naturally the next generation is slightly different, kind of rebel against. And I was like, because I'd always had this kind of idea that he was very much like they are. Yeah. And he's very much not. Yeah. He was very sensitive, whereas his father was very alpha male. Yeah. So he was kind of forced to try and be this man that he just isn't. Yeah. And tried to rebel against it. and in talking about stuff, and in his kind of activist work and his Prince's Trust, it's all things that at the time they're like, no, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
You should be separated from the people. And actually, he's like, no, you got to be part of the people.
I think him and Diana and and even the kids have done so. Like the kids are so involved, aren't they, publicly, and they're out there talking to people and stuff.
But that's the way the modern world needs to work these days. And for them to survive, they've got to understand that they need to be visible. They need to be seen as close as possible, one of us.
Who's your favourite royal? It's got to be Harry, right?
Harry, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love Harry?
I know.
Oh, Foxy Ginge.
I know. I'm like, for all those that think, oh, hang on, he's ginger. Why is he ginger? That's a bit weird, and there's a controversy. I'm like, hang on, Elizabeth I, Henry VIII, Edward VI. He's descended from all those. Ginger is in the genes somewhere. It can just pop out randomly.
Who knows?
He's not going to be king anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you say that, but if the Queen's dad George managed to become,
but
then there was more scandal then, wasn't it?
Exactly.
I think you could marry an American divorcee now, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And Charles' marriage to Camilla almost pretty much overturns.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if William was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it," and passes it on to Harry, and then Harry decides that he's a gayer, and then we have the first gay king.
You wouldn't be the first.
Openly gay king. No.
Not really. Not the first.
Who was the first openly gay king? We had an openly gay king?
I'd probably say, in terms of openness, probably Edward II. He was the son of Edward I.
When was this?
This was, the reign of Edward II was 1307 to 1327.
Okay, a long time ago.
Yeah, he was removed by his wife. But basically he was famed for having male favourites.
Yeah.
And one of them being Piers Gaveston, so they were so close that there was talk in the court that he was doing things that a man shouldn't be doing with another man.
Disgusting.
He was wearing royal purple. He's a commoner. He shouldn't be wearing royal purple. He was being given all the Queen's jewels, even though they're the Queen's. So he eventually got his head chopped off by an angry nobleman.
Oh.
So then Edward found another favourite. Don't know if they were as close as the first favourite. But yeah, so he eventually got deposed, and legend has it, so it's never been proven, that Edward's death was via a hot poker up the bum, which was supposed to mimic the pleasures that he would have had otherwise.
Oh God!
So, but it's not proven because the first kind of times that it pops up in Chronicles is like 50 years later. So there's no actual contemporary evidence for that, but it's an interesting theory.
50 years later, I mean, it's pretty close.
You can potentially go back a bit further than that. William II, so the second son of William the Conqueror.
Yeah.
He was unmarried, didn't really show any interest in the church or in women. There's supposedly Richard II supposed to have been a bit flamboyant. William III. Potentially, and Queen Anne was supposed to be a lesbian, even though she had 17 pregnancies. So it's definitely there. Well, the Queen's got, I want to say it's a cousin. It's someone sort of middling to lesser royal who came out a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Because I got tagged into the story that was on Facebook.
Oh.
And I was like, that's amazing.
We need more gay royals. Maybe little George will be a gayer. Maybe he'll be maybe little George would actually, maybe he wants to be a girl. Maybe we'll have our first trans queen. Can a king become a queen? Nowadays, I reckon they probably could.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope so.
We haven't got a written constitution anyway, so anything goes.
True. So I like the royal family. I think they're fab.
I do. The thing about George that scares me most is that realisation that I won't ever probably see him become king because he's so young.
No.
That when he gets to be, I'm not going to be.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid unless something happens, yeah.
Because in my head I'm going, right, Charles III, William V, George VII.
George
Because that's really sad, that's how I think. That's if Charles doesn't take George as his name, because I've heard that before.
But if Harry becomes king, would he be Harry or would he be Henry?
Henry.
He'd be Henry the Ninth,
his
right?
Christian name, yes.
It always amazes me. Why Harry if his name's Henry? Because it's not really an abbreviation.
No, I know. It's the same amount of letters, isn't it?
Yeah, same number of syllables, same number of letters.
Strange.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. It's very bizarre.
So from the Queen, from our wonderful,
the most fabulous woman in the world, with her EU hat on last week.
Yes, is she the most fabulous woman in the world?
Yes.
Because
she's just, her style is just flawless. It's pretty much the same, but in multiple different colours.
I mean, she's paid she doesn't choose her style.
No, she is told what to wear. She is just pulled out of bed, dressed.
Is that fabulous, or is she just like someone else's fabulous slave?
I think she is a living mannequin.
She's a living mannequin.
She is just, I've designed you this,
Put
it on,
yeah,
and look fabulous in it.
But wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I'd love to get out of bed and have someone dress me and be like, here's your clothes today.
Yeah, the only thing I probably wouldn't like about being royal is that idea that your life is not your own, so you get up when you're told to.
Yeah.
You have to do everything by the minute, so not by the hour or the half hour or whatever.
Yeah.
So everything's done by the minute.
Mm-hmm.
And so your day is planned before you've even gone to it the night before.
And she works bloody hard. I mean, how many engagements did she have last year? There's like sometimes over 2 a day. Like
I'd
2
probably
3
say
a day.
hundreds. And that's after you've cut them down.
And she's what, 90?
Yeah, 91 now.
91.
Yeah.
And she's still working, and she'll work until the day she dies.
She will.
God, she's done a good job though. I think, like, to be honest, I think she's probably saved British monarchy in a way. I reckon perhaps if she hadn't been queen, maybe there wouldn't be a monarchy anymore. Yeah. I think like she's done such a good job, and people are so fond of her. But would that have happened otherwise? I don't know. The
thing is, this is an interesting question, because I've read up on this, in that because she's been queen for so long, hardly anyone living knows life under another monarch.
Yeah.
So everyone loves the queen, so therefore they love the monarchy. So when she goes, the love of the monarchy may go with her.
Yeah.
Because people might feel the same connection with Charles. They might feel it with William because he's younger, so he'll appeal to more the younger generation.
Yeah.
But with Charles, he's that kind of a little bit more aloof, I think.
I was really lucky enough to go to one of Clarence House's open days, about 10 years ago, maybe not even that long ago, but just after Charles had it all renovated, it was like part of the condition of some of the funding he got was that he opened it publicly for so many days.
Right.
So for about 6 or 7 Saturdays, he opened up Clarence House for like private tours. And I got to have a look around. It's like a massive duck egg blue palace.
Really?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I went to Buckingham Palace for my 18th birthday with my nan.
The carpets are amazing, aren't they? I just wanted to like climbing to the carpet.
Yeah. But had I have gone a week later, Charles turned up as a surprise. I was like, no! What?
I met him once.
Really?
Well, when I was doing work experience years ago, he's a patron at the WNO, the Welsh National Opera.
Okay.
He was there last night apparently.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. A friend works in the cafe, and he was like, oh my god, Charles was there last night. It was a nightmare because there was just like so many people.
Yeah.
But I worked for I did some work experience for the Welsh National Opera's scenic artists department, doing set painting, and I was sanding the floor, and Charles walked in. What are you doing, young man?
This is all for you.
Yeah. What are you doing, young man? He says no. So I'm sanding the floor, obviously. Like, do you want to go?
For a bus.
Yeah. Do you want to have a go? I'll show you what to do. He's like, oh no, I'll get dirty.
Really?
So I just shook his hand and got on with sanding the floor. I felt really bad because I wasn't that fussed on meeting him, but like
royalty.
one of the guy have touched royalty.
You've just been cured of scrofula.
I have. Of whatula?
Scrofula.
Scrofula.
Some skin illness that apparently the touch of a monarch will magically cure you.
Well, that's why I don't know what it is, because I've never had it, because he cured me of it.
Exactly.
I wrote a letter to the Queen because Bodhi, my dog, is the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of Sandringham Sydney, who was the Queen's top gun dog in 1975. So knowing that the Queen loves like the dogs, I wrote to her when Bodhi was a puppy and was like, look, I've got your little puppy thingy, and she sent me back photos of Sandringham Sydney and a letter and the copy of his his Kennel Club certificate. Wow. I know.
Oh,
I love it.
Totally have that framed in a box and charge people to see it.
It is in the original envelope with the Buckingham Palace stamp on it, and kept safe.
Yes.
I don't know why. I mean, it's worth nothing, but it's cute. It's really cute.
Something.
Anyway, let's go from Her Majesty the Queen. Let's go to some other queens. RuPaul's Drag Race last night.
Wow.
Season 9 finale.
Brilliant.
Oh my god.
I mean, the lip syncs are brilliant. I think the setup wasn't that great.
Uh-huh.
I prefer the way it's normally done.
Yeah.
But Sasha Velour nailed it. She is fabulous because she just takes it that one step further.
Yeah.
You know, the wig, the petals, the splitting hair of the neck.
Her and like Peppermint. Like, because I was chatting to you, wasn't I? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know who's going to win this.
This is it, yes.
And it could be either, like, Peppermint. I don't know, like, I think, like, through the whole season, who did I want the most to win? I think, like, Sasha's already, like, bloody brilliant. And whether she won or not, I don't think it mattered.
No.
Whereas,
she would have just gone on to do whatever she could.
Yeah.
She would have got, you know, whatever promotions and contracts.
And I'm sure Peppermint would have done the same, but I don't know, I kind of felt that, like, Peppermint really deserved it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, she's still a finalist.
Yeah, I felt that Trinity was relying on her body.
Yeah, too much. That tuck.
My God, that is uncomfortable.
Do you know what they do?
I don't, actually.
Do you want to know how they do it?
Go for it.
Oh my God, it's like...
So they've explained it, but I can't remember.
So they get their testicles and they push them back in, right? So pop them back in like the little testicle socket, and then you pull your penis back, gaffer tape the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Like, who wants to do that?
No. That's like dislocating your shoulder to get into a dress or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, I'm not popping something back in that shouldn't be there. It fell down for a reason.
Like, I mean, God, if you're going to do that, just
get rid of them.
You're a gay man, you don't need them.
If you're going to pop them back in, take them out.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
like,
really use them.
You don't need your sperm, just get it frozen.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
No one needs to come. Just cut them off, and then you don't have to worry.
I can just hear Michelle Visage going, don't rely on that body. So, because to me, and I'm quite literal about certain things, or most things in life, when it's lip sync, it's a lip sync. It's not a dance to throw yourself all over the floor, swinging your hair
it's
about
not
like
pretend fanny sync.
Willow Smith. It's a lip sync. You know, you've got to have an art performance. Of course, you have. You've got to bring it. You've got to have a bit of emotion. But throwing yourself all over the floor so that you can't see your lips, it's not really the way to go.
What about talking about lip sync?
I was loving this because the way obviously they edit it and she's just there and it's her face is covered and you've got a stare off between RuPaul and Valentina and it's the camera's just switching between the two.
Yeah.
No, nothing's being said and you know that RuPaul, if anything, is never going to back down.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, that standoff between Pearl and RuPaul?
Yeah.
It was like that, and I love those moments because you're just waiting at how long is it going to be, One of them's going to back down, and it's not going to be RuPaul. But that's just, I love the way he is with them, generally, because he can be firm, but he can also be very encouraging and very empowering as well.
Like a real mother.
Yeah, literally. You know, so when he's putting you down, it's not because he doesn't like you, he doesn't believe in you. Yeah. It's just because you weren't good enough at that time to go forward.
Yeah.
But he's saying it in a way that, but if you follow my advice, you will get there.
Yeah.
And you know, someone's got. At the end of the day, it's a competition. Someone's got to win. So people have to leave.
Yeah. See, I think Michelle is better because although she's a gobby one, and she will slag things up. I prefer that about her. And I also think, well, she takes the piss out of herself just as much.
Yes.
Whereas I find RuPaul sometimes a little bit too serious. What's your favourite lip sync song?
The last thing I would have done would have been in watching RuPaul's. It would have been, It's Not Right, But It's Okay.
The Thunderpuss remix,
which is the best song ever.
Who's your favourite drag queen of all time?
Bianca Del Rio.
Oh my God, why?
I just think she is just brilliant. I love the way she just reads everyone, but she's just really sassy with it. She, as you know when they did that challenge and they had to do a rap verse. Yeah. She does have that sassy ass mouth.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't care. She's just like, yeah, whatever.
She just serves it, doesn't she?
She serves it.
Reading. And yeah, but she's amazing.
She's a brick wall. She's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
I think she's really gets it. Like she's like one of the ones that really get it, I think, and that it's they don't take it too personally. No. She doesn't like get it, but for her, it's a character. It's a face she puts on, and then it's one she takes off again. Calling as well. It's like you know how some people are just they fit the role they're in, whether that be a drag queen or the desk job. Yeah. She fits the role. You know, she's never broken down. She's never got really stressed. She's never got upset. She's never got she probably gets stressed, but she's probably just
She's just very good at just
probably deals with that privately.
Yeah.
There's no point breaking down on stage. I'm trying to think of like, have I ever done that? I mean, I've had some really awkward stage moments where I've forgotten what the hell I'm doing. But then like the clown in me is just like, oh, just carry on, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Did you have any of those moments on Friday?
Friday, okay. So Friday was very different to me in that I usually have a bit more time between acts.
Yeah.
I don't have so much to push through in one night. I'm not banging on about one thing. Like for my shows, I can do whatever I want and talk about whatever I want, and it's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm more about enjoying a relaxed and nice evening that's just chilled and fabulous. Whereas like Friday was much more like, oh my god, I got 16 acts to get through.
Where did the name come from?
Okay. So Ernie Sparkles. Okay, so my first ever burlesque routine was to Khalees's Milkshake, and this was like 2 years ago when it started, and I just started as like Mr. Sparkles because I always had glitter on.
Right.
And then Facebook won't let you have Mr. as your first name. My routine starts to Ernie the Fastest Milkman in the West before it goes into Milkshake.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, Ernie will be fine because that's like the track that I use.
Yeah.
But then he's developed into like something other than that Milkshake routine. So, but I've just kind of stuck with the name. I like it. Lots of people are like, oh, I've not heard that name for ages, Ernie. And it's really funny when people call me it.
Really?
Yeah, because pretty much the only time I ever hear it said out loud is either when I'm being introduced to something or when I'm talking to myself or talking about myself.
Yeah.
So I have this horrendous habit of referring to Ernie as a third person.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Gareth thinks this, but Ernie thinks this. And I get into whole conversations with people where I'm describing myself as two different people.
Yeah.
And then it makes me feel a bit schizo.
But I suppose you kind of are in a way, because Ernie is a character, isn't he? It's a creation of you. But then...
He is. He's just an extension of me, I guess.
Yeah, it's a sort of conservatory of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like me with a bit of glitter on.
Yeah.
Or no.
He's just magically transformed.
I think he's a bit more. I don't know, there's something that happens. I think I've like, it's the eyelashes. As soon as I put the eyelashes on, I just feel like I'm him.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like two people, but yeah.
Because what's funny about the name Ernie is, to me, it's quite a man's name.
Yeah.
Like Dave or Steve. It's not like, something that could be construed
like Jamie or...
Or Ashley.
Yeah. It's like, it is a man's name.
It's like it is like a working class milkman's name.
Well, yeah. And I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Is because I'm not like, people say, oh, you're a drag queen or you're this, and I'm like, well, no, because I can't be bothered to shave.
Yeah.
I like being hairy. I can't be bothered to like, so I'll have a beard and a hairy chest and a dress, so I'll be like a mix of androgynous, I suppose.
I was just going to say that actually, because it just hit me that where you've got Ernie as the masculine and then Sparkles as the sort of feminine, and going back to the androgyny conversation that we've had previously, it just kind of merges together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, I don't know, I think it's more fun to not be a man being a woman, but to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be a girl boy.
Yeah.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because I think, like, how I identify, and I definitely identify male, like, I would never say I'm a girl. I do
but
like...
stage character could be a different gender.
Yeah, I think Ernie is just genderless.
Yeah.
And I think one of the points that I'm trying to make with the fabulousness and stuff is that gender isn't really that important.
No.
It's a thing we've made up, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, well, there's two different types of gender, I think. There's the one you're born with, but there's the one that's in your head.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the two aren't always the same. That might sound like an obvious statement, but what the point I'm trying to make is that, if how you feel about yourself is more important than what you have on the outside.
Absolutely. And I think, I don't know, I just find sometimes, like, that's a man's thing, that's a woman's thing. That's just far too restrictive. Why did that even become a thing ever? It's really annoying.
Monks wear, items of clothing that go down to the ankle, which was otherwise known as a dress.
Scottish men,
yeah,
they wear skirts.
Welsh
kilts.
have their own kilts as well.
Exactly.
Crusaders had their own, medieval people had their own.
The Pope wears a dress.
Exactly.
Is the Pope
just not called a dress?
Well, no, that's the thing, is it?
It's a dress, not dress.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like we were reading Virginia Woolf, weren't we?
Yes.
Should I read it? So I came across this quote on on RuPaul's done a podcast actually.
Okay.
With the New York Library, and it was all about identity and stuff. And this is where this quote, where I heard this quote, but I think it's from A Room of One's Own. Is that the Virginia Woolf story? A Room with a View, or A Room with One's Own? Sure. But it says, and I went on amateurishly to sketch a plan of the soul so that in each of us 2 powers preside, one male, one female, and in the man's brain the man predominates over the woman, and in the woman's brain the woman predominates over the man. The normal and comfortable state of being is that when 2 live in harmony together, spiritually cooperating. If one is a man, still the woman part of his brain must have effect, and the woman must also have intercourse with the man in her. Coleridge perhaps meant this when he said that a great mind is androgynous. It is when this fusion takes place that the mind is fully fertilized and uses all its faculties. Perhaps a mind that is purely masculine cannot create any more than a mind that is purely feminine. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that there is part male, part female in every one of us.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're a butch female or a butch male and anything in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, a question of... concentration is not the right word, but you know that kind of parts. So
yeah.
If you're like, you could be, I don't know, 9 parts woman, 1 part man.
Yeah.
And then you just, you know, and so on and so forth down to the other side. Yeah. So you'll have your alpha males, your alpha females, and then you get, as you get towards the middle, you know, because from a male perspective, you could argue it being the more camp you get, the more that feminine side is more concentrated.
Yeah.
So, but although biologically you are a male, because
yeah.
you look like one, you know,
yeah.
whatever, but you act more like feminine, you're drawn towards more feminine.
Yeah.
So there's got to be this, you know, when you've got your ladettes, so you're sort of, they're female, but they drink lager like a man, they like football, they're really kind of what would be considered traditionally masculine pursuits.
Yeah.
You know, they're not into dresses, they're not, you know, they'd much rather sit and wear shorts and drink beer, you know, but they're still identifying as female, but they take on male attributes. Yeah. And, you know, they're straight, you know, because that will also come into it as well. You can be quite effeminate or quite not masculine, if you like. You might just be seen as sensitive or a bit kind of, you know...
Yeah.
That you can still identify as straight, whereas you can be uber camp but still be straight.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you draw the line of campiness as well as being gay or straight? And it's the same with you got your tomboys, but then you've got your princesses.
Yeah.
So your princesses, you kind of uber female, whereas you know your tomboys are that kind of crossing that verge between.
Have you ever met anyone that's like 100% man or woman?
I don't know. No, I'd probably say.
What makes me laugh is like, you know, when you see these like take like Grindr or something, for instance, and you see these like people that are demanding like straight acting, right? And they're these like massive muscle men that are perfectly like plucked their eyebrows, clearly wearing fake tan. Like, how not masculine is that?
Quite. And what gets me about that, straight acting.
Yeah.
You're acting.
As an acting.
You know, that doesn't...
What is straight acting?
What is that?
What is the straight person?
Well, not even straight. What is straight acting? What is straight, if you're going to go that far? You know, does that mean that you sleep with women, you drink beer, you play football, you talk girls? Well, you don't talk girls, you don't sleep with women. No. You don't drink beer. You probably do drink beer, that's fine, you can do that.
Yeah.
But what is straight acting? You know, just because you might not wear nail varnish, you might not wear makeup, you might, you know, you feel comfortable in a football shirt and, I don't know, trackies or whatever it might be. You go to the gym, you've got nice muscles. That doesn't mean, you know, because there can be straight men that don't have any muscles at all.
Yeah.
They don't like football because they were just not active. They don't like sport. You know, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
You can probably get straight men who are probably considered less straight acting than a gay man.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many different levels of masculinity, femininity, and
exactly. It's just like, just be a fucking person.
We're all on a spectrum somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a case of what percentage of what is you. You know?
Yeah.
One of you, both. We're all made of both.
Exactly. Like you said earlier, we're all girls until we get
the first couple of weeks of life.
Yeah.
It's just when the Y chromosome kicks in.
Nipples are just boobs without mammary glands.
Exactly.
So, it's funny actually because in the world of burlesque, girls aren't allowed to show their nipples, but boys are.
This was the funny thing. This is the thing that cropped up when I was watching the Jeune.
Yeah.
Because, well, there was more boob in there than I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was a night
but
of
it was
tits.
that kind of, everyone's got daffodils on. But if we as males walked in, we could take our shirts off, no one's going to batter an eyelid. It's to do with Victorian morality.
Well, of course it is,
and it's a throwback to that, whereas
well, it all is, because
Victorian Britain, we would have been quite, open
and this goes back to like the camp men. Look at the Regency period.
I think they were called macaronis.
Yeah.
They've got a name, definitely. Like, they're very small, they're skinny, slender, but very, very heavily make-up, with pink lips and the beauty spot, the white
sort
bed,
of like traditionally
the
Louis,
big wig.
King Louis
much,
style.
Yeah.
The Rococo period and Regency.
Think,
but even Regency where they wear like the breeches and then like, God.
It's very feminine.
Completely.
In terms of modern standards.
Yeah.
So that's just it, modern standards. So every few hundred years we change our view of what we think is masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen in 100 years' time?
So gender's really just a thing that's like...
It's just a man-made concept.
And has just become stronger since like the Victorian times.
Yeah.
And like Victorians...
They've pretty much shaped the way we see the world now.
They've ruined the world for all of us. I've got a book of like homo art. But there's like pictures in there that are like centuries, like thousands of years old, and some of them that are like pre-Victorian.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole period until like the 1960s where there was nothing.
Yes,
there's a burlesque artist called Lily Laudanum who does Queen Victoria striptease.
Oh, really?
It's hilarious. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to see her. Like, have you ever done drag?
No.
Are you sure?
I am.
Have you ever worn a dress?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us this story.
Right, okay. Well, I was in 3rd year at uni. I lived in that house for 2 years, but this story was in the 2nd year.
Right.
So we were moving out of the house completely.
Yeah.
And she'd left loads. I'm talking clothes, family photos.
A cat.
Toys.
Toys?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of toys?
The naughty ones. They were tucked down side
Did you
of her
have
bed.
a go?
No. You'd open the top drawer of her chest of drawers and it was just her face. As in, like, there was eyebrows, lashes, all the different facial makeups.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had to rummage through and we sold things off, and otherwise whatever we couldn't get rid of and people didn't want, we had to just put in the garage. But this one item that we found was this nice black dress. For some reason, one of the girls suggested I should put it on. So I thought,
why
you know
not?
what? Okay, why not? There's nothing,
And how was that?
It was a perfect fit.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Have you got any photos?
No, I've expressly banned photos. When I say perfect fit, clearly in one area it wasn't.
Right.
But beyond that, it was fine.
Did you not put a bra on and pad it out?
No.
Just wanted to put the dress on.
Should have done.
How did it feel wearing a dress?
I don't know. It was just an item of clothing.
Were you wearing it on top of clothes?
No.
I
wore
properly?
it properly. Yeah.
Okay. It
was probably a bit softer.
Yeah.
Because obviously the material was probably not something I'm used to, but it's essentially you're just putting a piece of material around you. You're just covering your nakedness.
Exactly.
That's it.
Did you give yourself a name?
No.
If you were a drag queen, what name would you give yourself?
Oh, I don't know.
What would your drag name be?
I'd have to think that one through. I'm not very good at sort of off the cuff kind of name.
You could probably just keep Nick.
Probably.
I mean, there's this thing at the moment, isn't there? You've seen over RuPaul over the last few seasons. There's like Derek, Bob.
Bob the drag queen. I could Nick the drag queen.
Yeah.
Can I just say, like with Peppermint in the last season, you know how they had that challenge where they had to drag, I think was it a crew member or something? Member? I don't know why they didn't go with Spearmint.
Yeah, I know.
To me, that was the obvious choice because it had mint at the end of the name, same as Peppermint, but also it was a spare mint.
Yeah.
He was the spare.
The spare mint.
I was like, come on. I know it's probably pronounced spearmint, but still, you could just change the spare.
Because what was his?
It was wintergreen.
Wintergreen,
like,
that's right.
That's just
but I don't know if he looked like he could have been a spare mint.
Maybe not necessarily direct descendant or like sister.
It was nice he made a comeback last night though.
It was, yeah. That was brilliant because I was like, oh, where's Where's Serge? Where's Serge? Oh, he couldn't come. Oh, but Wintergreen could.
And I think like he was like the most straight macho of the lot of them, wasn't he? Like as a male,
most comfortable as well. He was all for it.
Yeah, totally.
And then I think the world needs more men like him.
We need more wintergreens.
We do. We need. This sounds like a salad. Wintergreens.
More wintergreens. Eat your wintergreens. So you wore a dress and you felt fine.
Yeah.
Would you wear one again?
Probably.
Probably. Do you want to wear one right now? I got loads.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it in public, but
No?
in private's fine. Among friends.
Why wouldn't you wear one in public?
I don't know.
What would you be worried about?
People's perception of me, I guess. I know that sounds a bit funny,
That's okay.
But just, I'm not used to it. I don't know.
Have you ever gone out in anything like slightly extravagant?
Probably the most extravagant I'd ever go is peach-coloured trousers. That doesn't sound necessarily extravagant to most people probably listening.
Peach.
Peach-coloured. They were chinos.
Nice.
They were great.
Where are they now?
I've still got them.
Good. You wear them?
I haven't worn them for a long time. I should do. I rediscovered them the other day.
Well, wear them.
I have to say though, thinking about it now, if I wasn't the only man in a group of friends who went out wearing women's clothing, then I'd probably do it.
So if you're in like a hen party, like a stag party?
Then I wouldn't do it on my own because I'd just look like a sore thumb.
Quick game. I got given a load of words that are to do with fabulous. I'm not sure how many of them are. But so fabulous or not fabulous. First one, outrageous.
Fabulous, yeah.
Sparkle.
Yes.
Cunt.
No, definitely not.
What?
No, can't
Why?
stand that word. Hate it.
Do you not think it's a powerful word?
It's a powerful word.
Do you think it's an outrageous word?
No. See, now you've got me there because I suppose to me I'm outrageously offended by it.
Because of what it stands for?
No, because vagina is a fine. Well, it's just I know, but just that. I don't know. There's something about that word I just don't like it.
Okay, so it's like a swear word for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's really taboo. It's like, oh.
Oh no, see, I think it's a fabulous word. Extravaganza.
Yes, without a doubt.
Sensational.
Yes.
Drag.
Yes.
Bubble.
No.
Oh come on, Wizard of Oz when she arrives by Bubble. Glinda the Good Witch, she had like fucking travels by Bubble. What's the most fabulous way of travelling? Bubble. Bubble is not fabulous. So I'm just pointing. Cheese.
Yes. Love cheese.
What's your favourite cheese?
Cheddar.
What?
Cheddar. I
That's
know.
your favourite?
I know. That's all I eat. I do like Boland though.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like a fruit, basically like a fruitcake, but cheese.
A cheese fruitcake.
Pretty much. And my all-time favourite is Applewood smoked. Disappointed by Bavarian smoked only because it's a soft cheese. I like a hard cheese.
I like the Bavarian smoked, mostly because when I was a child, so my grandfather was German, and he would tell us that Bavarian smoked cheese was moon cheese.
Okay.
And that the moon was made of cheese, and that's where this Bavarian smoke comes from. So, I mean, I think cheese is fabulous. Have you ever been to the cheese pantry in Cardiff Market?
No.
You must go there. It's my friend's business, but it's amazing. You gotta go there. Like a bigger selection of British cheeses.
Okay.
It's incredible the different cheese you can get there, and I think they do lunches. So, do you work in town?
Yes, literally.
Well, get down to Cardiff Market tomorrow lunchtime and grab yourself some cheese. Fabergé egg.
Yes.
Fountain.
Yeah.
Floofy. I don't know what floofy is, but is it fabulous or not fabulous?
I'm going to go with fabulous.
What is floofy?
It could be anything. I'm thinking like...
What's in your head for floofy?
Like fluffy, soft, cuddly.
Yeah. But bigger.
Yeah. Huge.
Floofy.
Huge.
Okay. Bum lasers.
No.
Nah. Foof.
Dunno. Yeah. Yeah.
Foof.
It's a good. I like the sound.
Foof.
It's just a good audible sound. Foof.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberries are fabulous.
Strawberries are great. They're sweet.
Moonlight.
Yeah.
But not sunshine.
No.
No, but moonlight, yes.
Yeah.
Why is moonlight fabulous?
Because it's more like romantic.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so sweet.
It's like...
Formica.
No.
This.
No.
How is that not fabulous?
No, it's tacky.
Oh, look at this one though. It's got flowers on it.
No.
No.
No, not for me. Sorry.
Not getting the Formica kitchen then.
No.
Peacock.
Yes.
Yes, peacocks are fabulous.
They are NBC, Katy Perry song. Love it.
Food.
Yeah.
What's the most fabulous thing you've ever shoved in your gob?
There's something, I can think of something, but I can't remember it. There are just sometimes where, you know, when you just get that meal and you're just like, I totally needed that.
Like macaroni cheese.
No, I'm thinking things like you know, those kind of like birds and a bird and a bird.
Oh my god.
That sort of like,
I'll have a peacock and an ostrich and a pterodactyl, please.
yeah.
A bird
That's
and
exactly
a bird
it.
and a bird. Like the ultimate gluttony.
Oh, it is. Totally.
Tupperware.
No.
Fame.
No.
No?
No. Because there's an ugly side to it.
There is. Name an ugly famous person.
Quasimodo.
He's not real.
I know.
Orange.
No.
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 Not even the veg. The fruit.
Veg?
Orange veg. You know, carrots.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, they're fabulous.
Fabulous carrots. Slug.
No.
Oh.
No.
Poor slugs.
They're grim. Salt them down.
French.
Yes.
Why?
Fabulous French.
Ugh.
Have you not watched Horrible Histories?
Ugh.
Fabulous French.
Aglet.
What's that?
Well, an aglet is the plastic end of your shoelace.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because
it's the neat finish of a shoelace.
But Tupperware, so this is useful and it's neat, but Tupperware isn't?
No.
Dave.
No. In a word.
Peng?
Peng?
Yeah.
Is that as in the context of
I'm guessing
something
that's
is
how
peng?
you say it.
Something is
P-E-N-G. Peng.
No.
No. Sproglet.
No.
What is a sproglet?
I don't know, because I thought a sprog was like the child of over an animal or a human as a derogatory. So a sproglet would be the child of a child. I don't know.
Rickshaw.
No.
No. Hocus.
Only if it comes before pocus.
No, just hocus by itself.
No.
Potate.
No.
The most fabulous word there being...
To me, I think of all those, probably the most fabulous is extravaganza.
Extravaganza!
Yeah.
Can you do it in a RuPaul voice?
Extravaganza! Probably the worst RuPaul impression ever. Right.
She already done had her days!
That, yeah. Because she'd never heard it before.
I love it.
I think it's brilliant. But I don't know how he gets it all in there.
She already done had hers is.
That's it.
What's your favourite RuPaul phrase then?
You got she-mail.
You got she-mail.
I love it. When he changed it, I was like, what are you doing?
He
He changed it to the...
So she done already done had hers is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I like, you got she-mail. It's just even the way he... Yeah, that's just the way he says it. Oh, you got she-mail.
Yeah. I think she done already done had hers is my favourite.
Just find it funny.
Or like, you better work.
Yeah.
Or actually,
But no, the one I like is, oh no, she better don't.
Oh no, she better don't. Who's the most fabulous person you have ever seen?
It could sound like a cliche, I guess, but I'd probably say Beyonce, just because of her stage presence, and I was really close.
How close?
As in, you know, these days you don't have the stage at the far end as you used to. You've got that kind of extended bit that comes all the way up and then they come out into the middle. My sister and I, we were
stage.
We were kind of there. And at one point, she just decided to just have a sort of a paddling pool. Why not? Start kicking water around and doing whatever she was doing.
So you got splashed by Beyonce.
Yes.
Bet you didn't wash for a week.
No.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I know.
Who would you love to meet the most out of anyone in the whole world? Who's the most fabulous person that you could ever meet?
I want to meet the Queen. I know that probably sounds really tacky coming from me, who's just a love of the royal family, but I would just love to just sit and meet the Queen.
What would you say to her? Imagine I was the Queen now and I was like, right, you got 30 seconds. Go!
Can you add me into the line of succession, please? Can I just work for you? Can I be a servant?
You could be my slave.
Yeah.
Polish my toenails.
Maybe not.
Fired!
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'd like to be Ian McKellen as well.
Why? Because he's Gandalf?
Yeah.
What would you say to Ian McKellen?
I don't know.
What do you like about him?
I don't know. I like his activism.
His activism?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
He's done a lot for us. Like, I mean, I don't know his complete backstory. I don't know the details, but just because he just represents Stonewall and LGBT rights, I think he's up there.
I'm always I mean, I don't know enough about him really, but like things like that, I think are incredible that he does that. And the same with Stephen Fry.
Yes. Well, I've just read the Fry Chronicles.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it's his. It's definitely not his last book because it's kind of middling years and his kind of Blackadder years. Yeah. So it's quite fun. I quite enjoyed it. Because he almost writes as if he's speaking it. So like
well, he probably is. He probably dictated it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that's the thing. When you read it, you're reading as if it's been scripted. So some things read as a book would normally read. Yeah. More formally, but other things don't.
Right.
It's like, okay. But some of them are quite funny. There are some sort of laugh out loud moments in it.
Yeah. They've both done a lot of work for the LGBT community, and who's the other one as well? Stewart. Patrick Stewart.
Is he gay?
I don't think he's gay, but he's quite very supportive of it.
Yeah. Did you ever see? No, I'm going to forget the name now.
There was a play he did with Julian McKillen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got my programme signed by.
Oh, did you? Was it good?
Yeah, I didn't quite get it.
So you met Ian McKellen?
No, I just handed my thing over and they signed it and handed it back. So it was more of a look. I know, I was quite sad.
Oh, what? These older guys, they've seen like LGBT stuff change. They've seen the whole shift. You know, we've been really lucky to get to like. I mean, when we were younger, it was like the 90s. Mm-hmm. It was already becoming acceptable, so it wasn't so hard for us as it was for like the older generation. I guess like we're probably like one of the first generations that have had quite an easy time of it.
Yeah, and I think the problem that presents is that we start becoming a generation that feel an entitlement and you start to break away from the past. Yeah. So like, to tie it back into to RuPaul's Drag Race, you see that quite plain kind of distinction between the older ones that know the history and where we've come from, and the younger ones that just think it's all about dressing up and looking fabulous and not really caring about what went on before. I'm here now, I can do what I like, and that's me.
Yeah, and Sasha said something similar last night, didn't he? He said, you know, we're the drag queens, we are the keepers of the history. Yeah. And then we regurgitate it and make up shit and forget it all about it. Yeah. But we like that's the job of the drag queen, is to
carry it forward.
Yeah.
Hold the baton, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and you're right though, because there's like, you know, that film Pride came out. Yeah. I had no idea. Like, I knew that the miners were striking, but I had no idea that was even a thing, the story between... No. And I was like, as a gay Welsh man, I felt really bad. Yeah. I was like, how can I not know about my heritage? Like, the things that have gone on before me. Like, why do I know so little about this? This is really not right.
Whereas I felt, like, proud not only just to be gay, but to be living in Wales. Yeah. Just from watching that film.
Absolutely, yeah. It made me feel proud, but it made me also feel shit. Yeah. In that I was like, oh God, I don't know what the people have fought for.
See, that's the thing. The difference is, for me as an Englishman, is that I, in a sense, didn't need to know because it was not part of my English heritage.
Well, they were English. It was the Welsh town that it affected, but the group itself were from Stonewall, weren't they?
Yeah, no, that's true actually. Yeah.
So you should know about it, especially being from like the gay capital of the world.
Oh yeah.
But you're right though, there's the newer generation that just takes it for granted. Yeah. And there's this horrible thing, isn't there? I think like just on like I don't know, like everything so my first relationship, we met in a nightclub and everyone in the club was really chatty and friendly, and you'd go out and you'd have a good time, and like, nowadays it feels much more cliquey. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And like the only way to meet people is online, and it's just gross.
Yeah. And the thing about that is because you can see people now in a way that you wouldn't have done before. So you see all these faces, and some of them will have their own name on them, some of them obviously won't. Yeah. But then you'll go out into a human environment, and you'll go, I know that person. You've never spoken to them. They've never even looked at you ever.
But you've seen their face.
You've seen their face, and you know their name, and you're like, oh, I know that person. That's so and so. That's so and so. That's so and so. But you've had no interaction whatsoever.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. What's the funniest opening line you've ever had on online dating?
Somebody wanted me to treat them like a dog.
Yeah.
Literally, and I said no, and they blocked me.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
Do you know what I really want to do though? This is the geek in me.
Do you want to treat someone like a dog?
I've never been able to do it, so I really hope someone does this to me. Just open with hung ? Question mark. So then I can reply, drawn and quartered.
So if you
know that
ever on
sounds
Grindr
really
and
sad,
you see Nick, just ask him if he's home.
Or several.
But people wouldn't like, you go back to that dog thing. I would love it if people could be as forward in real life. Well, like I said, I'd love it. I would be horrified.
Yes,
but if someone came up to me in real life
comfortable enough to just say
and was like, "Hey, treat me like a dog," and then just started panting around me, I would think that was the. Do you know what? I think I would probably go for it because I'd be so impressed that they did that.
Yeah,
that I'd be like,
the courage to
yeah,
do
all right,
that.
and I'd pat them on the head and feed them a biscuit.
Yeah, just kind of like give them a bowl and shove them in the corner.
But it's like they don't. Why don't they have the bollocks to do that in real life?
I know.
You've got this screen in front of you, and it's like,
yeah, and that's it. I think you're more comfortable behind a screen.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many people that like have chatted really like openly with online, and then you meet them in real life and they don't fucking talk.
Yeah.
And you just sat there going, this is awkward.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
The number of dates I've had that have been like that, and they've just wanted to like throw myself down the stairs because like,
really. Normally for me, it's like you can chat to them for ages, and then you meet them once, and you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Like,
never
even
again.
as mates.
It's bizarre.
And then, oh, okay, you're not talking to me now. Okay, that's fine.
It's so
Just
weird.
say it, just be honest.
Life's got. Why is it gone this way? It's instant gratification. I blame the internet.
It is instant
My mum
gratification.
blames the internet. She hates the internet. She's like, all you do is you meet up and you have sex and you order things online and it's ruined the world. I mean, she's not talking about me, but like young people in general.
Yeah.
There's no waiting anymore.
No, everyone wants it yesterday.
Yeah. And she's right.
It's true.
I think we're just going to be like a generation of lonely single people.
We're just going to be cohabitating.
Yeah.
Or just not even that. We're just going to be...
Did you ever watch any of Black Mirror? Oh my god, you must watch it on Netflix. There's that one episode where they're like having to rate people in real life.
Okay.
And basically you get privileges and access depending on your rating.
Yeah.
So like you could be doing something at work and say something and someone could like mark your rating down if they take offence to it. And if you got 5-star rating, you can go anywhere and do anything.
Yeah.
But if you lose the ratings, then you stop gaining access to various places.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can fall out of your social circles and stuff because of your ratings dropping. It was horrible, and it's horrible because you can see that's what life's doing.
Yeah. In my head right now, all I'm thinking of is those new emojis within Grindr that just have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
You just want to be like marking people.
It's awful.
I want to start using that now.
I think I might
I'm
do
just
as
gonna
well.
just go home and just get 10 pieces of
emojis.
cards, and every so often just start holding one up.
Some of those gay emojis are hilarious.
Yeah, some of them are just a bit like
shocking, but hilarious.
But what gets me is that somebody had to stand there, or sit there, or lie there even, and draw that.
Yeah.
In order to get the graphics to do it, they had to design that.
And somebody had to write a list. Of What do gays like most? Oh, they like balls and gags. Oh, great, right.
I guess it's no accident that the symbol itself is a face mask, isn't it?
Grindr's been made by some creepy people. Well, not creepy. I'm all up for you can be whatever you want to be into. That's great.
Yeah. I saw the best alternative phrasing for BDSM earlier.
Right.
I think it was beautiful dogs surround me.
Beautiful dogs surround me. Beautiful. But the puppy thing, is that what they mean?
I don't know. No, I think that was just a dog thing.
There's this whole puppy thing at the moment. You say treat me like a dog.
Oh yeah, is this the Snapchat thing where you've got people who they Snapchat themselves with the puppy mouth and the nose and the ears?
Well, no, but there's an actual fetish.
Oh really?
For puppy play. Where people will dress as dogs and they'll have these rubber dog masks.
Oh right, okay. So this kind of takes the whole doggy style to the next level.
Yeah, so the guy that was wanted to be treated like a dog, he was probably genuinely a puppy player.
Maybe.
And they'll have trainers and handlers and puppies, and the puppies all go and socialise together and play and waggle their tails with their tail butt plugs in.
Yeah.
And then the handlers teach them to and it's quite a big thing.
See, now, this is where we need to bring back Eurotrash.
Yes!
They would have so much to talk about.
Eurotrash really informed us of all those things.
It really did. Like the weirdest thing I ever came across on that programme was those adult babies.
Oh God.
So like proper, like, you know, high level businessmen by day, go home, put a nappy on and cry themselves with a mother. Like,
I mean, I get it. I get the point, but I just think that adult babies is just too far over the line, I think, for me. It's the wrong side. Definitely. But I do get the point of if you've got, especially if you've got a high power job where you're really responsible, I do get why you might want to give that up and have and become submissive to somebody or
submissive, yes, but not to the extreme.
Don't be a baby.
No.
I mean, everyone loves a good coach and being told that it'll all be okay, but don't stick me in a diaper unless it's covered in glitter. The
way through your heart is through glitter.
Oh yeah, like I'd be a sparkly puppy or a glitter baby.
You won't rest until you can probably piss, shit, and sneeze glitter.
Because I think I've pretty much done that. I have shit glitter and definitely sneeze glitter. I think it's a good thing that people are more open about it and talk about it, and I think it's less, the more open it is, the less taboo and sleazy it is. But then what that does then is makes room for more extreme stuff.
It's like that high, isn't it? Once that high becomes normalised, you're looking for the next
what's next.
What is next?
And some of the stuff you hear about is just horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No. Dangle me over a cliff. There you go.
Yeah.
See how that works.
I love to be hung by my my little toe on a flaming barbed wire.
Just the burning bush.
Connected to electricity whilst spanked with fucking mace. Do it. Oh my God. But it will, and it'll go into these psychological thrillers, isn't it, where people get cut up and stuff for sexual kicks. It's going to get into that stuff. Where do you draw the line? Anyway, let's round it off. Parting shot. What are you going to say to the listeners of Fabulous Beyond about anything we've talked about tonight?
Stay fabulous.
Stay fabulous. Amazing. Well done. Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you.
You're a superstar. Thanks, Nick Healey. That was a fantastic discussion with Nick, all about fabulousness and the Queen and the royal family and queer culture. Really interesting stuff. Today, I've managed to get our next special guest in later this week. I'm so excited. We will be joined by the fabulous cabaret queen, the almighty semi-finalist in Britain's Got Talent, the one and only super fantastic Lavoie. So tune in next week to hear what Lavoie has to say about fabulousness. Anyway, thanks for listening. Don't forget to share and like and comment and review it. Love you all. Mwah! Keep fabulous. Keep shining and sparkling.